Hello and welcome back. It's a new sign day. We're going to make another chalkboard today. We're going to use this rather scrappy piece of corrugated plastic, and we're just going to cover it just to get a board to use with some matte vinyl, Signwriter's matte vinyl, and we're just going to hang that on here. We'll do this rather quickly. This is to save paint. If all of you want some chalkboards but you don't particularly like the idea of painting the board, then this is what I tend to use, especially when I get to a job and somebody hasn't remembered that it's painting day. Then I carry this stuff in my van and it saves a lot of time and effort. It's a great surface to work on. It's really nice stuff and it's dead easy to use. Not particularly expensive either. A couple of pound a metre you should pay for it there and there. And it's pretty instant, as you can see. So I've already got myself a little chalkboard there ready to write. And I'll just trim the edges off. Okay, so I've decided to put the usual spray on there, and I've also given myself a little bit of help this time with sport. It's just a little technique that we sometimes use. This time I decided to just because I'm under a time pressure to show you how these things are done. So I've marked out myself sport a little bit, just with some chalk, and off we go. But live sport here is probably the one chalkboard that I write more than anything. It's the most popular one. Obviously a lot of pubs these days have a real interest in getting punters in to watch the TVs while they're having a drink. So this one in particular may be one that you're thinking of having a go at. And just this demonstration is just going to show you a very basic one, a very simple way of doing sports. It's an easy one. Roll my sleeves up as I get stuck in, just cornering off all the letters. Sport, the word sport, and this is the thing that can catch you out quite a lot with this trade. It's a longer word than you may think. So one of the things when you're having a go at writing boards is to be a bit wary of some words. I think what it is with the word sports, there's a P, an O, an R, a T, and S obviously in it, and all of those letters are quite wide. You know, there's no I's in it or anything like that. So it can catch me out sometimes. That's why I've put that little markup on there to start with, so that you can see that I've made sure I've got it right, or near enough right. There you go. Usual stuff. It's acrylic ink that I'm using. I've sprayed it in the first place with an acrylic ink spray, and you'll see why I've picked the area that I've picked to spray it in a moment when we do live. I'm just going to tidy those letters up now, and we're going to use a double pin line for live in a moment. Well, the other thing is to always do is have a look at the two S's on either end and try and make sure that they're very similar. That's always the one thing that you need to do. So there we go, that's sport. Done. Right, my favourite little trick is to add a black shadow. Off we go with the black shadow. If you know the ruling with shadows, you pick a corner which the sun is coming from and then you shadow every other side, keeping your pen at the same angle all the way around. And there we go, that sport's done. Right, now the big one, live, here we go. Freehand, no marking up, a double pin line, straight in. I've probably written this word in particular more than any other word, and that'll be because there's one or two things that are live at the pub: live sports, live entertainment. There's another letter style that I'll use as well for live sometimes if I want to break it up a little bit, but this is the one that I know and use the most. Almost a circle for the E. There we go. Finish it off and then pin it back in again. And across. There we go. Simple as that. And then back to the black pen. And because I've put the chalk effect behind it, spray, putting the black shadow will really make it stand out now. Same principles again, pick a side, paint everything on that side. I actually keep the pen just away from the actual letter so there's a little gap in between and nothing bleeds into each other. The colours don't bleed into each other, so the black never touches the white. Just putting a pin line in for me sport, just gives it a bit of strength. Now out comes the biggie. Starting to draw. This is one of the easy ones that I do. Nice and simple. Can you guess what it is yet? Give that a minute to dry, and also I want to tell everybody where the live sport is. So sometimes I write showing now, or do the logos Sky and TNT now, and Amazon. Sometimes the customer will ask for the logos. There you go. I've gone for the simple option today. Nice wavy line, just breaks it up again. And so onto the black. I'll find it. Don't need the mole stick for this. Yeah. Those of you that guessed it was a football, well done, you've won a prize. Nothing much to it really, it's just symbolic. I just find it's the most noticeable thing to do with sport, so I always go for the football. Sometimes a customer will ask me to draw all sport, all different things for sport. I often think that's not a great idea because things need to be very simple and quite straightforward on signs, and so a nice big thing that people can recognise for me is much better. As always, when you've got a frame, again you probably have a wooden timber frame on most of the chalkboards that have been used. If so, complement it with your pin line, just squares everything off, and that's another one done. Live sports, yeah, there you go. Okay, so there you go, that's the live sports board. Do all the bits that you youngsters do, like it or subscribe if you want to see more. In the comment sections, if you want to tell me what sort of boards and information you'd like me to write, then I'm quite happy to have a look at that and copy some of your ideas. This is one that you'll see literally in every pub in the UK, I would suggest. It's a very popular one. Acrylic ink, so it's quite waterproof, very waterproof in fact once it's out there. It just needs a chance to dry and then it will take all the weather. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you again for some more chalkboards. Bye.